Because even when we went to school, like my reasoning for going to tech wasn't because I wanted a trade. I never thought of, I never really considered the importance of the trade that I was learning when I went to tech. It was literally to get away from Riverview, who had just lost their accreditation. That's why I went. That was literally the reason why I went. And it was the reason why I went for a day. Now, granted, there were some people who, you know what I'm saying, went for things because, like, we did have electrical, construction, graphic design. We had all of those things at my school. I learned drafting, we had culinary, all of that. And we did get, excuse me, like the certifications and all of that kind of stuff. But it was never really presented to us like, oh, this is a viable option for you to go start a career. It
Right.
was literally
Yeah.
just a means to an end. Like, this is a school that you can go to if you don't want to go to your main school.
Yeah. But see, North Tech and South Tech, that was for county schools.
Right.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying was O'Fallon Tech was for
For the city.
strictly
Yeah.
for the city, right? And they eliminated that because Pumpkin went to O'Fallon. They changed that into a regular high school back
Oh,
in 19 back in it was back in 1979.
so
They
Fallon Tech is Gateway?
right, right.
Oh,
Damn, that's
But it was
crazy. I just know that to this damn, that's great. I just learned something new.
yeah, I didn't
Shoot.
know that either. I didn't know that
Right.
either.
yeah, it was O'Fallon Tech, and then and it stayed O'Fallon Tech, and then they changed the name. But people was going to high school because when we went to the 8th grade, that's when they gave everybody could go to O'Fallon, if they wanted to, opposed to going to their high school that was in their neighborhood or their region. So you had everybody that could live in South St. Louis or West St. Louis or Central St. Louis and over by Northwest. They could go and catch the bus. That was almost their first busing experience to go to O'Fallon. It changed into a public school. And then that's why then they just eliminate. They say, look, we're gonna start eliminating high schools and eliminating good teachers. And then that's when they got this what do you call it? The charter. It
Started.
wasn't charter schools, it was something else though.
See,
And
uh,
say what?
see, because that's the other thing that you said that made me want to kind of like question it a little bit. Because when you think of something like, because as you were talking about teachers and teachers going on strikes, like that's a teachers union, and that's
Right.
something that you don't really, in my generation, we don't know too much about teachers unions. And like, is that the reason why they kind of went away from like the public schools to the charter schools? Because like,
Exactly. They could
because
hire anybody. They
yeah,
could hire they could hire anybody to be teachers. Like back in the day, when you had to go to school, then you had to be tested, and then you had to be accepted to get into those schools and them positions and stuff like that, because you had them older teachers, right, and they were tenured. So just like in the colleges where you can't get rid of a professor after they tenure that 10 years. You had high school teachers was like that. So those spots was hard to come by. Well, they just eliminated the teachers. When they retired, then you can go get you any type of teacher. You go get a teacher that don't really want to have to teach you nothing. I mean, I remember back in the day, let's be real, I used to have teachers when I went to Beaumont. They didn't teach us history, right? But they taught us who we were. And what I mean by they taught us who we were, when you sitting in the class and stuff and you playing and stuff, we used to have them older teachers used to say, it's white kids or whatever, they learn it and they stuff, and y'all sitting up here laughing and stuff. And then when you go to school and stuff, you're gonna have to compete with them. And you can't even read. And man, for a kid, that
oh,
motivated you. You
oh,
know,
Woo!
that motivated you because you
That's
thought
a
about that. See, you was getting that
mm,
from your elders. But see, now you don't have that. When you got a teacher, then you start getting teachers, man, that was coming in right out of college. All they was making is their money. They ain't care if the kids' pants was sagging. They ain't care if the kid talked in class. They didn't care if the bullies bullied the kids. They just sat there and got their money. Then you got race. You got kids after kids after kids graduating and don't know how to read or write. And now we got them people functioning in this world like that. You
Yeah.
know, we got people that graduated and can't read, can't write, and then because we have them on the job that and this ain't a St. Louis thing. It's just
It's
a youth
everywhere.
that they can't even read. You tell them stuff like on my job, you had to read the tape measure. Man, we almost had to draw pictures. You know, we all to teach them how to read a tape measure. Something they should have learned,
In
in the
kindergarten.
sixth grade. They can't even read a tape measure,
That's
and
pretty
then they
bad.
want to, huh?
I said that's pretty bad.
And then they sit there and ask you, "Hey, you ever sat there? Like you might not in your job, but I sat there. Even the white ones, they be asking you how to spell certain words. You be like, man, you got to be kidding me. You know, you got to be kidding me. You can't spell that. Sound it off. I feel like the teacher. Sound it off, man. You gonna ask me do some work, and that's what they dealing with. They done got rid of all these teachers and stuff like that. So and then especially when you black and then the smartest kid in school, then when they go to college, they behind the eight ball because they really wasn't taught nothing.
Yeah, yeah. And see, you saying that is actually making me think because when it comes to certain stuff like that, it's almost like it's one, it's like certain things that you can't do anymore, right? Because when you said what you said about y'all sitting here laughing and joking, but you can't read, see, that hits you in the chest a little bit. Like
Hell yeah.
that's some tough love, you know what I'm saying? Because that'll have you like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like I know I can't read, you know what I'm saying? I know I can't read, and you know what I'm saying? We had some teachers that could do that. You know what I'm saying? Some teachers were that invested that they'll go ahead
Right,
and check you like that. And they were like us, you know what I'm saying? Like they knew us, they understood us, they knew where we came from and what we were up against, and they cared. And it almost makes me wonder, like in this day and age, it's just like it's almost like even if a teacher wanted to do something like that or wanted to, give you that tough reality check like that, it's almost like, can they even do it? Because you know what I'm saying? See, because then you got the parents that want to be like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? But who's gonna be the person that's gonna be honest? You know what I'm saying? Who's the person that's gonna be honest with you and really tell you what you are? Like, and
But
mhm.
with that being said, like a teacher can tell a student that. It's just how they take it. So it's just like it's not necessarily the fact that I'm giving you it is constructive criticism, but it's 100%. I'm not coming to you telling you no lie. Like at the end of the day, like, hey, how you expect to move forward if you don't know how to read, if you don't know how to do none of that? How you expect to get away in life if you're not doing it? So, say for instance, that teacher was to tell it to me, I take it as motivation.
Right,
Some other person may take it as, oh, this lady calling me
right,
stupid. I'm finna go get my mama. It's finna be some other, but it's not. It's not to. It's not her coming off to you as, hey, I'm calling you stupid. I'm helping. It's some. It's a word of wisdom. That's the word. It's a word of wisdom. So basically, never bite the hand that feeds you. Basically, she's giving you words of encouragement. Basically, like, hey, I know you got the potential to do it. Go ahead. I'm here to help you. That's
right.
basically the person reaching out, giving you help if you need it, but you taking it in the aspect of something that is not.
right,
Yeah,
right,
but see, that's how. But see, that's the difference between the times that you lived in. Because what I'm saying is, when they said that to us, you know, it was a black and white world. Okay. So that motivated me through my whole life, even now, Because even now, when I walk somewhere with my head held high, when I go on my job, I go on the street, I know what people think of us, you know. So it's an image that I have to carry. It's the way that I have to be because I know how they, think of us. So, and it always, like you said, it will motivate you. It motivated me to not be that person, that stereotype that they thought about, and those teachers did that too. And I think that's what we be missing now, like in everything. Like people just don't care.